Hey, what is up? It's Jake, and I just want to explain the number one thing you do not want to do on a sales call and the biggest mistake of my copywriting journey so far. So obviously, mistakes will happen. You will make mistakes, you will fail, and you will either have to work back from those failures or you can just accept them and just move on with your life. This failure was a big lesson for me, and it helped me become more it was a lesson in the journey, and it helped me become a better copywriter after it. So about 2 months ago, it was either late August, early September, I reached out to a guy, I'm not going to say his name, but I reached out to a guy and offered him service. I DM'd him through Instagram, and I didn't get a respond. Probably 3 weeks went by without a response, and I kind of just forgot about him. I didn't follow up with him. I didn't do anything like that. I just reached out to him and kind of forgot about it. 3 weeks go by, and he hits me up. He responds, and he's like, "Yo, so yeah, you still offering copywriting?" I was like, "Yeah." So we talked. We chatted about stuff, and eventually I'm on my first sales call with this guy, and obviously I've never been on a sales call, so I don't know exactly what to do, but I had a pretty good understanding of how they work, what you need to make it go right, and how to close them. So we hop on the call. I think it's going well, obviously, because this is my first call. I don't really know how they're supposed to go. I did plenty of research beforehand. I was researching. I wrote him probably free emails that he could use. I guess I should say what I was offering him. I was offering him to do email copywriting for his newsletter, and he was just recently, why he actually reached out to me, he was making a lead magnet, and he was seeing if I could write the copy after the lead magnet or promoting the lead magnet. And I was like, sure, yeah. So back to the call, he's talking to me, and the first mistake I made on the call was letting him ask me questions. The number one thing you want to do is lead the conversation. Yeah, talk, like get to know him, stuff like that. But then once it comes down to business and you guys are actually talking about the offer and what you want to do for them, you need to take control. Because the first thing I made a mistake, I let him ask me questions and I would answer them. What you want to do, and obviously this is the biggest part, you want to ask them the questions. If he or she tries to ask you a question, first thing you should say is, no, that's okay. Like, we can get back to that later. Can I ask you a few questions? That was my first mistake. That never came out of my mouth, and that's where it kind of went downhill, I guess. So he started getting me talking about myself. I was saying a bunch of stuff that I probably shouldn't have said. Not like bad stuff, but like I was like, yeah, I'm pretty new. I haven't got a client yet. Like just stuff you should not have said. And it pretty much just made me seem like a rookie and a beginner and someone he did not want to work with. So while I'm talking up, thinking I'm telling him all this good stuff, he's pretty much just on the other side like, yeah, this kid's a beginner. Like, he's not going to do what I want him to do. My second mistake is he asked me if I could do appointment setting. So pretty much he had coaching and he had a link where people could book like discovery calls with him, and he's like, yeah, can you do appointment setting? And I was like, nah, I don't really like do that. Like, I'm really just interested in doing your email copy. That was red flag number 2 for him. Yeah, maybe, yeah, I was being honest. I had no clue even what it was, but the one thing I've learned is if you don't know what it is and he's offering you to do it, you say yes, you act like you're a pro, and you figure that shit out later. And you figure it out once you get off the call. So that was the second mistake I made. And this is probably 5-10 minutes into the call. And I actually never even got to really ask him that many questions. I just acted like this wasn't like, yeah, I took the laid back approach, I guess, too much, and I didn't even really ask him about anything about his business, what he's looking for, what he wants out of this. So fast forward, it's probably 10-15 minutes in the call, and he's starting to say, oh yeah, like, I think we might have to do a second call. I'm not sure yet. Stuff like that. And then I guess this is mistake 3 or mistake 4. Mistake 3, I just let him go pretty much. I was like, yeah, that's fine. When do you think you want to do the next one? He's like, yeah, sometime next week. And again, another mistake. I didn't get a time set. I didn't get a day set. I pretty much said, okay, yeah, just hit me up and we'll figure it out. And that was pretty much just him telling me, I'm going to ghost you and you're probably not going to hear from me. A week goes by, a little bit less than a week. I think we did it on Wednesday, so probably Saturday, Sunday, I hit him back up. I said, hey, when do you think you want to do this? And he's like, yeah, man, like, I think I found someone else that is a little more qualified and can do the job a little bit better. And I'm like, yeah, okay. So, and then I pretty much just took the bullet. I was like, yeah, I'm sorry that I couldn't do what you asked for, blah, blah, blah. And pretty much he found a guy who could do the copywriting, do the appointment setting, and probably even more. So that was the first bullet I took. Yeah. And that was the first potential client, I guess, that I lost. Obviously, I've talked with other people and reached out to other people, but that was the first call I hopped on, and it didn't go my way, and I lost that client. So the biggest lesson, I guess, is know how obviously you're gonna make mistakes. That's the biggest lesson. Obviously, you're gonna make mistakes, you're gonna fail, and you're gonna have to pick yourself back up after those failures. And this failure for me was losing out on a client that I probably could have made $2,000 a month from. And yeah, I still regret it, but that was a stepping stone in my journey, and I've gotten better since then. I've learned obviously how to get on calls and how to sell people on calls and how to close them. And maybe it was me not being ready, maybe it was me being nervous, maybe it was me genuinely just being a beginner. At the time, I still had like 5-6 months of experience, but maybe it was just, yeah, I just failed, and that was just a stepping stone. So that's going to wrap it up for here today, and I hope to see you soon.